Good morning, everybody. JT here, Serenity Firearms Prepping. Ooh, it's 14 now. That's supposed to be our high for the day. So at 9:37, we've peaked. It's not going to get sunny today either, I'm told. But we're here, we're kicking, we're doing what we can. Speaking of doing what we can, I don't know if you've been listening to the fake news and the Democrats and the pundits, but they are openly talking about how they're going to conduct a coup, or as Barry Soetoro Obama Hussein Mikey's bitch would say, a coup. When, not if, when Trump wins the election, with an S in parentheses. So they are strategizing how the National Guard will have to be deployed for the rioting, looting, burning, assaulting, Summer of Love stuff that they say will occur without doubt by Americans when Trump wins the election. So, being an insurrectionist myself, I was kind of shocked and awed that these oh so tolerant purveyors of democracy, constitutional republic, are openly plotting their coup. I mean, we all know that they were plotting it behind the scenes in the restroom stalls of the Senate. Shitty deal, right? But they are either so desperate that they feel they can openly discuss this because they have nothing left to lose, and they're going to do whatever it takes to remain in power. Or B, they are overconfident that they've got it all under control and there's absolutely nothing that any of us can do to change it. I think it's a little bit of both. They are confident. Not sure why. Although, if you listen to the average normie walking around the streets, they got no clue anything's going on anyway. So that would be one reason for the confidence. The other reason would be that all the politicians are in on this NWO psyop, including the self-anointed one. In which case, we in some big heap trouble, as they say. But, and I don't know what research I do leads me down a path that I don't want to stay on, but I gotta keep checking it out. And there are a lot of indications that 45 ain't who the cultists think he is. I hope and pray I'm wrong, but unfortunately, in order to find out, we gotta find out. So I still don't know if the Democrat Rhino Uniparty is going to allow an election with an S. If they do, it could mean one of two things. They have plans for immediately after that are coup-like, using the National Guard, probably some UN blue-helmeted thugs, and millions of illegal invading military-age men. Or it's all part of the big sigh, and they'll just feign outrage and horror and fear and hysteria of the new dictator, same as the old dictator, and let him weave their ideology and policy into 4 years or less, depending on how soon everybody swallows it and they can enact everything they've always planned on. Now, none of us know if there's going to be an election. If I was betting, I would think, if there really was a plan and people were actively trying to save the country, that every step they make, no, I'm not singing. The Democrats know every step. I mean, the channels most people listen to detail every step the white hats are taking, when there's no way they could possibly know besides reading that stupid board. So if they think they know, and they're not connected like they want you to believe they are, then the demon rats who are connected also know, and much more than you do. So this is like a bread and circuses NFL game, where a week before the actual game, each head coach takes their offensive playbook and gives it to the other team and says, here you go. This is what we're going to do in the order we're going to do them. Try and stop us. And the other team says, well, here's ours. This is what we're going to do and when we're going to do it. You try and stop us while we're trying to stop you. And that's where we're at. Both teams, if there are two teams, know each other's playbooks. So who's being fooled here besides? Yeah, that's my point. Just like the NFL, there may be quote unquote separate teams, but they're all playing in the same league. All I'm asking is that people start thinking outside the little box they've put themselves in, or allowed themselves to be put in. You have been steered, nudged, pushed, navigated, manipulated, indoctrinated. I got lots of verbs for that one. In the direction certain people want you to go. It wasn't hard. People have been desperate since 2020, instead of standing and taking action ourselves, they allowed themselves to be talked to and then told someone was coming to save them, and there was nothing at all for them to worry about. So that's what they did. Sorry about that. I pulled up at a stop sign, and a sheriff's car pulled up behind me. They can't see my phone, but I probably shouldn't be doing this, even though I watch the road most of the time. I'm not ignoring you people. You understand I'm driving. Okay, so that's where we're at. It's going to get ugly either way, don't you think? We either have a selection and one half of the country is going to lose what little minds they got left. How they will react, I think, will be pretty much the same this time. I think those of us on the right side of things, pun intended, may start out calm, but I don't think that's going to satisfy everything that's happened over the last 10, 15 years. Not this time. Because I hope that enough people realize their inaction, sitting on their thumbs, waiting for some letter to come save their sorry asses, didn't work. And we can't afford that. Hell, it may be too late already. I don't know. Now, the other side, their reaction, which is pre-planned, will be instantaneous. Heck, their actions will probably be during the quote-unquote voting process, such that it is. Now, I heard a theory today, which makes sense if you believe that there's a plan. Okay, we got approximately a safe low number, 50 million illegal invaders in this country. Democrats and rhinos are doing everything they can to get these illegal invaders, replacements, voting rights. So that would just require, in most places, if they actually check your ID, a driver's license. So illegals in the cesspool shithole cities are being given driver's licenses so they can get to and from work. Because they came here to work. Okay? If there's paper ballots and voter ID required, proof of citizenship will also be required, which is not, from what I understand, being put on the illegal invader replacement driver's licenses. Because while they're trying to break the law every which way they can, that's a bridge too far as infrastructure goes. Alright, so the only way we have a safe and secure election is if we have paper ballots, one person, one vote. Now, the Dems don't want that, and we all know why. A lot of rhinos don't want it, and we know why. If it's one person, one vote, paper ballots only, you can expect, like in the Hussein Barry Sotera Obama Kenyan Mike Spitz regime, when they positioned their BLM Black Panther terrorist at voting stations, standing there with bats and clubs and intimidating voters. And Mr. Fast and Furious did nothing about it. Old Eric Trader Holder. I expect to see that type of situation again, except way more. Way more. And I think you agree it's going to happen as well. Now, with that being said, no matter what method of voting is going to be used if there's an election, we must do it. I don't trust it, but we must do it. Because it won't matter much to the left, but if we have done what we were supposed to do on election day, then we will have justification for what we must do after election day. And I cannot, for reasons of quality assurance, say what that will be. One, because I don't know. And two, because I don't know. I will recommend going to any place of voting with several friends, family, witnesses, whatever you want to call it. Do not go alone. Just saying. Now, of course, I will disregard my own advice. Do as I say, not as I do in this particular case. No, who am I trying to kid? Is what it is. I just hope everyone's getting prepared, because regardless of who wins, there is still no food, no water, no fuel, no heat, no supplies, no medicine, no tools, no infrastructure, and there can't be for years. And things are only going to get worse. I predict more worse if our side, if there is an our side, wins. Because the summer of love stuff will intensify, and more shit is going to get burned, rioted, looted, stolen. You know how it's going to go. If you're not preparing for it, it's on you. Alright, this got way longer than I wanted to be. Listen to how much you want. Don't listen to how much you want. Alright. I'm on a curve, so I can't give you my thumbs up. So it's JT.